What is up, Yankee fans? We got a little bonus episode. Me and Stat Guy Rye, what up?
What up? What up?
Good playoff baseball so far, huh?
It's been as good as you could hope for so far.
Except for that Rays game, but it was still pretty good because it was an upset. I knew the Rays were gonna win though, man. I had it in my bracket.
Yeah,
Didn't you have them winning too?
Yeah, I had them winning. I told my friend to bet them pretty big. I just really trusted. You know, you got to go by not necessarily experience, but just composure, really. And Charlie Morton is just the kind of guy you want on the mound. I think he set a record for most winner-take-all games, winning those games. So I think with 3.
By the way, we are live on Twitter. So if you have any questions, anything like that, you let us know. We'll discuss anything tonight.
See, I thought Oakland made a mistake starting Sean Manaea.
Why? Who else are they going to start?
I would have started Mike Fiers. Just because I know hindsight, whatever, but I was saying that before that game even started. Yes, Sean Manaea was their best pitcher. I mean, but his first start of the season was the game we were at, September 1st, against the Yankees. So I mean,
no,
yes,
I know, but he was that good.
I know, but it's such a small sample size. That's only 5 starts, 5 or 6 maybe tops. He probably only had 5 starts.
Yeah, but when he's your guy, and even though he was hurt, when he's your guy and he comes back that strong.
Yeah, he came back as strong as you could.
Think about if Sevy, right? Just imagine this. Imagine the Yankees never got Paxton.
Or
they
Paxton
did.
Never turned it on the way he did.
And then Sevy comes back and
lights out
for 5 starts. You're telling me you're not going to go Sevy? You have to. How do you justify not doing it?
I think I would still go Tanaka over him just because of he played a full season and it's a larger sample size.
Yeah, but Tanaka has that history. So
right.
That's difficult there too.
All right, but then I would say I'd feel like Mike Fiers would be able to handle that situation better. I just feel like he has that, maybe not experience, but maybe maybe more league experience, not necessarily postseason experience. I don't know.
Well,
I thought Bob Melvin really overmanaged that game. He went to a pinch hitter in the 4th inning, I think.
You want to know what I'm sick of? I'm so sick of the Twins. I mean, not the Twins. I am sick of the Twins, but I'm so sick of the A's every year. Like, if I was a fan, I would be so sick of every single year them putting out this Moneyball bullshit team that's competitive and gives me hope, and then they don't do anything. I said it. How many times did I say it? Before the postseason, before they even got close to making the postseason, they have a competitive team every year, and they just can't do anything with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what sucks with these one-game eliminations.
Yeah, but like as a fan,
it's gotta be so frustrating. What is that? 9 straight.
They set a Major League Baseball record
elimination game losses for the Oakland Athletics, which
the Nationals were flirting with.
Yeah.
And what a game!
Yeah, that wasn't nice.
I mean, I'm pissed. I bet the Brewers.
What was the right fielder's? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What was the right fielder's name? Meacham or something?
I think it was Don't Ever Show the Fuck Up back in Milwaukee ever again.
I can't believe that. Yeah, Grisham,
yeah.
That sucks, man. But it looked like it might have just taken a bad hop on him, but still get your body in front of it, dude. Damn, that sucks, man. I can't imagine having to go to sleep.
The worst part was I bet the over and the Brewers. So if he makes that play, I at least have a chance at the over. Because if he makes that play, if he just keeps it in front of him, tie game, extra innings, and you never know what happens at that point.
What was over under 7?
It was 7.5, but the first 2 innings or so, it was 3-0 Brewers. I thought I had it in the bag.
Yeah, right. First 2 innings.
But Strasburg was awesome. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, dude.
Because we got a big game tomorrow.
I'm pumped, man.
ALDS Game 1. Starters were announced. We got James Paxton going up against Jose Berrios. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Berrios.
I just want to start with this. I tweeted out some Berrios stats today. And I know it's fresh. It's a playoff game. It's different. I'm just throwing it out there just so you know. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Jose Berrios has 3 career games against the Yankees. He's 1-2, 14 innings pitched, 9 earned runs, 5.79 ERA, 2.93 batting average against. Jose Barrios has 2 career games at Yankee Stadium, which is where he'll be pitching tomorrow. 0-2, 7.1 innings pitched, 8 earned runs, 9.82 ERA, 324 batting average against. The Yankees mash him. They mash. So take it for what it is. I know it's tomorrow's a different game. It's, probably going to be the biggest game of this kid's career.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he handles the first inning because this will be his first postseason start. He did come into that game that who started that game in 2017? I always get these two guys mixed up.
Oh, he came in. Oh, it was Santana started that game.
Yeah, Irvin Santana started that game. I always get him confused with Francisco Liriano for some reason.
Who, what a loser at that point, right?
Yeah, he blew it, Edwin, and then Barrios came in.
Team gives him a 3-0 lead against who at that time was being debated as one of the best pitchers in baseball in Luis Severino.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see how Barrios handles that first inning because if he can come in and shut down the Yankees in that first inning, he could have a good start lined up for him. That first inning is going to be very important for the Yankees. I'm
not being cocky. I know this Twins team is a great team. I just don't see the Yankees even losing a game, to be honest.
You know what I think's the biggest key to this series? I was just doing some research. If the Yankees shut down one batter for Minnesota, then they'll win this series.
Let me think.
In my opinion. Just this one guy.
Who?
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
Look up. I got his postseason stats.
Did he have he had a decent year this year, no?
Yeah, he's every year he does something. But
he's old.
Yeah, he's 30-something. Look at these numbers here. Ready? All right. Well, he was on the Rangers when they went on those 2 World Series, back-to-back World Series and lost. 2010 ALDS, he hit 400. 2010 ALCS, he hit 350. 2010 World Series, he hit 200. So They won the first 2 series and they lost that. He did the exact same thing the following year. He won the MVP in the ALCS. Then he fell off in the World Series.
He's just a dangerous hitter regardless.
Hit 200 in the World Series
2011. He shows up to the big game.
So it shows, though, that if you shut him down in a playoff lineup, that you have a good chance of winning that series. So I think it's all going to come down to shutting down Nelson Cruz. And it's going to be tough for James Paxton because he's a right-hander.
We all know how I feel. I've said it numerous times how I would have went with Tanaka game 1. How do you feel about it? Even though I would have went with Tanaka, I still think Paxton is the right move.
I think it's debatable if you ask these 2 questions, who's the better game 1 starter? I think it would be, you debate between Paxton and Tanaka. But when you say who's the better game 2 starter out of this rotation, it has to be Tanaka as the guy you'd want in a game 2 scenario in case they lose game 1. That's the guy I'd want in a game 2 scenario. And even if they win game 1, I just feel like he's a good number 2 guy to have, but I would have liked him to start the series.
Well, the reason why he's doing it, and it makes a lot of sense, because of the way the schedule's structured with that extra day off now, if it goes to a game 5, which it won't, he can either go back to Paxton on an extra day's rest or Tanaka on normal rest. So, that's why the 1-2 starter doesn't matter. Either they're going to pitch good or they're not. They're both going to start regardless of if it's game 1 or game 2, and they're both available for game 5. I think at that point, Paxton has earned it over his last 10 starts. On his 11th start, he was hurt.
Yeah.
But it proves to me that he's feeling 100% healthy, right? Because if he even had a doubt in his mind that he wasn't 100%, he wouldn't be pitching game 1. So he's healthy. If he's healthy, you got to go Paxton. You have to. He was so good.
So good, man. 10-0 over his last 10. Right?
If you go up to his game logs, he hadn't given up. Go down. I don't think he's given up more than 2 earned runs since when?
Since August 17th.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
And how many?
And then if you go back before then, I guess July 26th was his last clunker, 7 innings, 7 earned runs against Boston. That was the start that everyone
wanted him.
him turning a season around because the Red Sox were not swinging at his curveball. They were just waiting for his fastballs, and then he made an adjustment to start using that curveball more. And ever since he started using that knuckle curveball more than his other pitches, he's been fucking lights out, dude. Lights out. What was I about to say?
I like it. I like the move.
It's fine.
And I said this too. I mean, even if Paxton goes out there, right? Worst case scenario, he just doesn't have a good game. The Yankees lose. Who better than to give the ball to than Tanaka to at least take game 2? Because you'd expect him to. He's been that good. He takes game 2, right? And then at least you're going into Minnesota with a win under your belt instead of, if you're going to lose, if you have to lose one of those games, I'd rather lose game 1. Because I'd rather get on a plane to Minnesota with momentum on my side there and winning that game 2. The Twins are the only team in baseball I'd have to imagine, or at least the only competitive team in baseball that has a better record on the road than they do at home.
Yeah, I saw that today.
I mean, maybe some of the shittier teams like Baltimore, but who cares about them?
Right.
The Twins are better on the road. So you got to be confident even going into Minnesota, even though it's a playoff game. This team doesn't play that well at home. So, and I think a large part, I mean, is there a lot of home runs hit in that stadium? I feel like it's a bigger stadium.
There has to be because they broke the record for home runs. So you'd imagine that they hit a bunch of dingers over there.
But you'd have to imagine that they've had more road home runs than anyone, too, if they've been that successful.
Yeah, the Yankees are 57 and 24 at home. 7-2 at home in the last 2 postseasons, but the Twins play better on the road. Yeah, they have a 679 winning percentage on the road as opposed to at Target Field 568. So yeah, they're much better on the road.
And then Boone did announce the next 2 guys. Obviously, we just said Tanaka. Sevy's going to get the ball for game 3.
Yeah.
And then it's like a toss-up because they're talking about game 4. You got to go Hap. Right? You have to. You have to.
No, I think I go...
You go Green?
Chad Green.
But don't you think Hap has been...
I think you have to see how the series plays out up until then because you might have to use Green, tomorrow in the second inning.
That's true.
So you got to see how it plays out. I don't think they know who they're starting if there is a game 4. I don't know if they're looking that far ahead yet.
But...
I would go Green to Hap. Sucks that CeCe's not going to be in there.
What about Hap to Green?
No, I'd rather have Green start.
Get
a right. I'd want a righty to start just because then they'll probably have Cruz up there in the beginning. Miguel Sano. They're a right-handed strong lineup. But then Max Kepler, he's a great left-handed hitter. I think Castro's lefty too. I could be wrong on that. And Marwin Gonzalez, is he playing in this fucking series? I haven't heard his name at all this year.
I know
he's a switch hitter. I don't know. I don't know how they'd handle it. Hopefully they won't even have to think about that and they'll just sweep the Twins.
I really think they're going to be honest. And again, that's not me being cocky. I think the Yankees, as good as the Twins have been this year, I think in the playoff series, they just completely overmatch them. I really do. And like I've said too, the Yankees' history against the Twins in the postseason, yeah, it's not something that the Yankees are necessarily thinking about, but trust me, the Twins are. Yeah. It's on their mind.
I mean, I feel like if they come out in the first inning, put up 5 runs.
What are they saying in that clubhouse? What are they saying? Let's change it. Let's change it. Let's change what people say about us in the stadium. What are the Yankees saying? Let's just keep going. Everyone's worried about this team. Guys, after they clinched the division, you saw a different team, and that's okay. A team that's been this hurt all year, that's okay. It really is.
These 2 teams are pretty similar, though. I mean, they both hit for power.
They both hit home runs.
The biggest difference is going to be that bullpen. The Yankees are...
I mean, the Twins are a big-time fastball hitting team.
Yeah, I mean, they're just power guys. But I didn't know Kyle Gibson's in the bullpen now. That's going to be a big piece. He usually does well against the Yankees.
And we all had our roster predictions last episode. and we're all going to be wrong because CC Sabathia came out that he's actually hurt. So he is not on the roster. I don't know if you'll see him on any roster if they continue. I think he's going to be okay with the fact that his career is probably over at this point. And just sit back and lead this team and, be a leader in the clubhouse and in the dugout and, hope that he can bookend his Yankee career with 2 World Series wins at this point. But other than that, Encarnacion is 100% healthy, which there was some rumors flying around that he wasn't. But he's 100% healthy, and it's sounding like the Yankees will go with Voit.
Oh, yeah?
2-0 Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers are ahead in the 7th. Oh, wow. Well, yeah.
It's still up in the air, but now, with CC hurt, still sounds like the Yankees are going with 13 pitchers and 12 guys on the bench. So, I don't know. I guess it is still going to come down to Voit and Ford.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Did you know Michael Pineda got suspended again?
For what?
PEDs.
Are you kidding me?
Banned diuretic?
That's what Cano got suspended for.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. A diuretic. I don't know which one.
That's big for them. He's a good arm.
You would think these guys would be smarter at this point, but he's a fucking loser anyway.
Come on, man. Listen to this. Pineda apologized to the Twins, blah, 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 for his error in judgment and said he never intended to cheat the system. Come on, dude. You played a game with a load of pine tar plastered on your neck.
You didn't even try and hide it.
Yeah, you might as well have worn a T-shirt that said, "Look at my neck."
Would never try and cheat the game. You can't say that when you've
done it 3 other times, bro.
Idiot. I hated him.
He always had that one start in him though during the year, and you'd be like, "This guy's a Cy Young caliber pitcher."
So we're gonna field some questions
Okay.
from some people out there. That came out and left a few questions for us to get to. And then we'll wrap up just kind of going through the series, what we think. I plan on coming back after every game.
Yeah, I'll do it every game.
Except Saturday. I might not be able to.
Well, I'll be here tomorrow watching.
If they win, you have to watch every game here.
Of course.
Here we go.
Got questions?
Well, first, my buddy Gibbs. You know my buddy Gibbs?
Yeah, I think I heard you talking about
He wants to know first home run Paxton gives up will be which Twins hitter. You know what I say to that? Go fuck yourself.
He doesn't give up.
This fucking guy roots for the fucking Marlins. Okay? The fucking Marlins.
Too, and the Tigers. What did they combine? Did they win as many games?
Now, Gibbs isn't really
he liked Miguel Cabrera all those years.
He's a player fan. And he's a true baseball fan. Like the dude, one thing why me and Gibbs have always gotten along, he's a true, just loves baseball all around. But fuck you, Gibbs.
If I had to pick one, I'll go Nelson Cruz.
My boy Don Sicario.
It's not going to matter, though. Yeah.
Don Sicario wants to know, what's our thoughts on Hap's role? We kind of just went over it, but let's go in a little more in depth.
I think Hap's role would be dependent on Green's role. I think how they use Green in these first 3 games will factor into how they use Hap, because I don't know. I don't know what they want to do, if they're going to use him as a 4th starter, if they're going to use Chad Green as that 4th starter, or if they're going to use Green as a first out of the bullpen. See, I think that Green would be nice first out of the bullpen in these first 2 games, sit him for game 3, and then have him good to go for game 4.
Do me a favor. Can you just go to Google or something, type in Yankees ALDS schedule? I just want to pull that up before I get into my point.
I had that right there. I had that on the other thing. Hold on. I had that right here.
Because,
right here.
All right, so.
Oh, wait, I don't think it has the date. Oh, yeah, right here.
Okay, here we go. So Hap pitches Friday. He gets Saturday, Sunday.
What do you mean Hap pitches Friday?
All right, here's what I'm saying. Paxton.
Okay.
Let's just say, again, worst case scenario. Because here's what scares me about the thought of Happ pitching Game 4. What if the Yankees go into Game 4 down 2-1? You can't go to Happ.
No.
The dude's he's been really good, the last handful of games. And you're way more confident in him now than you were the entire season. But you can't go. Do you go Paxton on short rest?
That would be 3 days rest, right?
Yeah, instead of 4.
Nah.
Why? You know how many guys used to do that?
Yeah, used to.
I think you have to.
You have to?
I think you have to. And
I wouldn't.
And then you have Green there to back him up.
Again, that's a lot of that I feel is their
hey,
decision's going to come down to
give me 3-4 strong innings.
You got to see, but now what if he throws 120 pitches tomorrow? You got to see how many pitches he throws tomorrow, what he looks like tomorrow.
Yeah,
what if he gives up 5 runs in 4 innings tomorrow? Are you going to want him to go on short rest?
I can't think of a scenario where James Paxton's throwing 120 pitches tomorrow.
No, me neither. I'm just saying I think that that we still have to see how these first 3 games play out before you even think about the final 2 if they're even necessary.
That's the only thing that scares me. If they're down 2-1 and it's an elimination game, then we're left with James Paxton. J Happ.
I wouldn't want J Happ to pitch a lot in this series because this is a power hitting lineup
against fastball pitchers,
and they're strong from the right side. You got Miguel Sano's got power. Nelson Cruz has a lot of power. Kepler's a lefty, whatever, but I don't trust J.A. Happ against the Twins.
I think the only way you see Happ is if they're up 2-1 and they can afford to pitch him in Game 4.
Yeah, all right. I totally agree with that. But if they're down 2-1, nah, they won't go Happs.
All right, next question. We're only going to do a few. Bobby from the Bronx.
What up, Bobby?
He has a few questions in one here.
All right, you got a few questions.
Did you hear? I was listening to the fan the other day, and a guy called in. He's like, "Yeah, I had a point earlier. We were talking." He's like,
dude, I was just gonna ask you. Did you catch that today?
You called earlier today, and now you're calling again. Right.
No, he flipped.
Just call once a day.
He was, why are you calling again? You got your point out.
I got a bunch of fans. Yeah, all right. One call a day. Okay.
Which relievers are multi-inning guys for you? Britton and Otto for me because of sinker balls. Better tired, and if Ottavino has it that day, you should max him out.
Yeah, I'd consider going Ottavino for more than 1 inning. I wouldn't push Britton for 2 because I feel like that was something he didn't really do this year. I think Ottavino sometimes would go into another inning of work, or maybe he'd get like the final out in 1 inning and jump into the next.
Here's what I'll say. Really, you're not going into this with anyone in your mind as multi-inning guys. Maybe Chapman.
I'd say
going
Chad Green.
More than 3 outs. Obviously, other than Chad Green, your longer reliever guys. I'm talking about the main guys,
right? Those middle relievers.
Because you're right, they really didn't do that at all this year.
No,
and you have enough big arms in that bullpen where you shouldn't have to. You have Canely, you have Britton, you have Ottavino, you have Chapman. Yeah, you have Green to cover a couple innings.
What scenario has them going more than 1 inning? Like, when would that even happen?
Like, we're talking
a short inning.
If we're talking 2 full innings, I don't see that happening.
The only way I would see it maybe with Ottavino if he has like a 10-pitch inning and they want to just maybe throw him out there to start the inning. I don't see anyone going 2 full innings though. Maybe to start the inning if a righty's up or something.
And Bobby, I agree with you. If Ottavino has it, max him out, but this dude in the first half of the season was maxed out completely, and you really saw it take its toll on his arm. He wasn't the same pitcher in the second half.
No, but you do have to. Don't you feel like this is the first year entering the postseason where it feels like the bullpen isn't completely drained, like where they actually got some rest in the last couple
because
weeks?
They had good guys, and even the
Gearins.
Shitty guys like the Gearins and the Cortezes for most of the year, those guys stepped up. Mm-hmm. We talked next man up and the new hashtag going out. The bullpen was part of that. So they really covered a lot of innings, a lot of big innings, where maybe the Yankees weren't in it, but they ended up, controlling the game, and the Yankees came back and won. They were big. Usually those guys are just there to eat up the shitty innings, but they did more than that. They won this team a good amount of games.
They were using a lot of big scenarios that they wanted to give their main guys rest, and they decided to throw them in a one-run game, and they came through a lot of times. Tarpley, Guerin, Hale earlier on in the year.
All right, last question we're going to take from Chris Colon, good follower of ours. Which Yankee hits the first home run in the ALDS? I actually thought about this the other day. Who do you say?
I'm going to go with Edwin Encarnacion.
That's a nice one.
I'm telling you, man, he is my most important offensive piece for the Yankees, because you're kind of forced to pitch to almost everybody in this lineup, but he's the one guy that you might try and get past. He's older. You might want to just throw to him and then get to Stanton and Judge. I just feel like someone's going to make a mistake on Edwin, and he's going to take advantage.
Christian said sick invite jerk-offs. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, dude. You didn't really invite him.
He said he couldn't. We were supposed to do a show last night. Christian's really fucking old, and he threw his back out.
Yeah, no way would you have been here, Christian, if you're listening right now.
And he said, I can't postpone it to tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure in our group text, I said I was going to go live with you.
I would have invited you.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck both of you.
This isn't my house, so I'm not going to invite other people to.
Christian's birthday actually in 45 minutes. He's turning 45. Ironic. And you guys have a date tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to movies. We're going to see the Joker.
What the fuck are we? Oh, yeah. So who's my guy, you think? It's an out of the box.
Who's your guy to hit the first home run?
First home run.
All right, out of the box. So I'm going.
I might put money on this.
Hold on, let me think a little hard. Brett Gardner.
No.
Gio Urshela?
Nope.
Who?
DJ.
Oh, man, I wish.
DJ's my guy.
I'm really looking forward
I forgot
to watching him.
Bobby had a last part to his question. It's actually good. What does Brett Gardner say in the post game if he's the unofficial ALDS MVP?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, this was a team effort. This wasn't just me. It was a bunch of guys, and we all played hard as a team. And, it's a lot out there. But, hopefully we can carry this momentum down there into Houston and, take them on over there and, get it done because we're going to play hard.
You're just assuming that Houston wins?
Yeah, in that flash forward, Houston had already taken down the Tampa Bay Rays.
Even if the Rays did win it, he'd probably still just say Houston.
Yeah, no, we're still gonna go down to Houston, watch watch a Houston. They got the Texans down there.
All right,
Gardy could be his final postseason.
Gardy, man, I think he's gonna have a monster postseason.
So you would say LeMahieu, or are you saying first after?
I don't know if I'm gonna get that bold.
I'm telling you,
but
right
I kind
now,
of feel it.
I think that would be so.
I kind of feel it. I kind of feel that a lot of people, whether you want to admit it or not, you're going into this postseason and you're saying to yourself, man, DJ's so good this year. Can he do it in the postseason?
That's why I'm most interested in seeing how he handles it, because he has been that, level-headed robot all year.
And I'll just say this. If he doesn't have a good postseason, I don't think it's because he couldn't handle it. Because he's just not a guy that gets fazed by anything.
That's how it's come across in the regular season. For
you know,
sure. I know. That's
like if he slumps, I think it's just a slump.
Yeah, but now what if he slumps and when he strikes out, you see him screaming?
That's different.
I know. That's
then
what
it's
I mean.
Getting to him.
Yeah, that's why I'm very interested to see how he handles the postseason.
But I just feel like
DJ's
just a guy who's like, you know what? Let me put the questions to bed right away.
Oh yeah.
And he might get a home run first at bat.
Oh God, please!
But I do
There's
have
been a lot of first inning home runs in this postseason to start.
Yeah,
you had the Tampa Bay leadoff ding.
You think?
I don't know.
You think Tampa could? You think Tampa could pull an upset?
Yeah, I think anyone can pull off an upset in the first round of baseball.
But what's on your mind, right? What are you feeling if, God forbid, the Yankees lose in the ALDS? Are you going right to Boone? Because you know that's going to be the majority of fans.
Who are we blaming?
I mean,
it'll be Boone.
I mean, just what's your if
they lose,
if they
be
lose
one
this
thing.
series, why did they lose?
Aaron Boone overmanages. Aaron Boone maybe,
And I just don't see that happening.
I could see it happening because I think they're going to try something more of a, like a maxed out bullpen.
But is that Boone's fault?
No, I'm just saying I feel like if it doesn't work out, that the person you're going to be able to pin it on will be Boone for going, why didn't he just leave Canely in there for that entire inning? Why did he put in Britton right there? Why did he pinch hit this guy there? He might just do a little bit of overmanaging, and that'll cost them.
Well, you already, right off the bat, you have two scapegoats, right? Boone and Stanton.
Oh, Stanton's a good.
If the Yankees lose this series and Stanton only strikes out like once in a big spot, they'll blame it all on him. The entire thing.
That's a good one. Was that a question, or you just made that one up?
No, I was thinking it because like driving, when I'm driving around, all I listen to is the fan, and like they just said like if the Yankees lose this series, it is just catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. You can't lose this series.
What I could see, if we're just talking ways that this team can lose this series, and there's not a lot of them, but if there's one major way I could see them losing, it could be because of Gleyber Torres defensively. He makes some weird errors, like common weird mistakes that I could just see.
Yeah, well, you have people that want to sit Didi and play him at short.
Yeah, no.
You know
what I mean, though? Like, he's had those type of errors.
He's had way too many
playoff errors.
He's had way too many.
And we've seen them already. If you've been watching the postseason at all, you're seeing what happens in the postseason, how it's a completely different game. Right away, it's completely different. Balls are bouncing off that they've never bounced. Plays at first base are close.
It's just heightened. Everything is heightened. Every pitch is heightened.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's intense.
All right, let's make predictions.
All right.
Easy. First one. I don't know. I'm fucking tired, dude. First one's easy.
All right.
Okay. Simple, quick, right to the point. Who wins the series and in how many games?
Yankees take it in 4 games.
You think 4? Which game do they lose?
I think they'll lose the first game in Minnesota. I think they'll take game 1, not with ease. I think it'll be a nice battle. Barrios might struggle early. I don't see him going more than 4 or 5 innings, but I do see their offense maybe coming through against Paxton. I don't know. I think game 2 will be a nice, easy win for Tanaka and the Yankees. I think game 3, Severino's going to struggle. He's going to come out and he's going to be over anxious and do his typical, maybe throwing a little bit too hard, maybe not spotting his stuff, and they're going to lose game 3 and then end it with ease in game 4 with Chad Green on the bump.
I got the Yankees, obviously, and I have them sweeping. I think that they win game 1, and then with Tanaka going game 2 at home, you're not losing that game.
No.
And I think at that point, you've just really deflated everything that the Twins had, and you're finishing business in the first game in Minnesota.
That'd be sweet.
And they're going to do it too. Like the first 2 games could be good games, but if they go back to Minnesota up 2-0, it's going to be early where those fans can start, heading home in the 5th if they want. Like they're going to come out and just really just fucking suffocate them.
That'd be sweet. I like your prediction more.
And I'm not just saying that. I looking at these teams and the way they match up in the postseason. The Yankees, really, everyone wants to fight and say they don't have pitching, but they have good enough starting pitching, especially to end the year with matched up with this bullpen and one of the best offenses in baseball this year. I mean, you can't sit here and say they're not built to win a championship. Yeah, we talked about Torres possibly being a liability, but at the end of the day, it's just their defense has even been phenomenal.
This is the most complete team we've seen, right, since 2009. Would you say?
It's not even close.
Yeah, like 2017, that came out of nowhere. Last year, you're like, all right, well, they surpassed our expectations the year before, so we'd like to see that, but it wasn't as complete. I mean, obviously, look at their starters.
I thought about that too. Today I was like, you know,
They were all hurt this year, though. That's the crazy part.
2017, when they lost, yeah, every time they lose in the postseason and they get eliminated, it's heartbreaking. Like you want to throw up. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to move for days.
Yeah, you wake up the next day, you forget right when you wake
You
up.
forget
and then
that there's no
pops
more
right-
Yankee baseball.
They lost last night.
Right?
Yeah, I don't want to feel that.
I feel that every year, but I've been able to get over it pretty quickly because they were exceeding expectations.
Mhm.
Even last year, we've known that this team wasn't going to be ready until 2019. They've said it from day one. So even last year, even though in 17 they made it to the ALCS and, really set the bar high, you still couldn't sit there and tell me you were expecting a World Series last year. So yeah, it sucked they lost,
agree.
but I wasn't fully devastated where I couldn't get over it fairly quickly. But this year, I was thinking about it today. If they don't win a World Series, or at least a pennant,
Yeah, I want them in it at least.
I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah, I will be too.
Like, it's the first year I'm expecting this in a long time.
Yeah, right. Think of all those years where it's like when World Series are bust. It hasn't been that way in a while. Since 09. Well, no, I mean, not since 09. It's like 2012 probably, but 2013.
Who hits more home runs, Yankees or Twins?
Yankees.
Who, out of all the starters, who throws the most innings in their respective starts?
Tanaka, game 2. Okay, he's going to throw 7 innings. Okay, 2 runs.
Okay. In what scenario do you have Tanaka going 7 innings? Because think about it.
9. He's not.
If you need him again.
That wasn't me. That was Princess. Bro.
If you need him
Yeah.
again.
Well, he would be going. Oh no, he wouldn't be.
He'd be going on
first.
normal rest for game 5 if you need him again. But think about it. I mean, he's got to be really lights out, and you have to have had won the first game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Tanaka will end up pitching the most innings though.
Like, you have to
not
just
7 though. I guess that's a bit much.
No, it's possible though. When Tanaka's been dominant this year, he's
goes
been
deep.
efficient.
Mhm.
Like, you've seen guys be pretty dominant, like Paxton, but have a lot of strikeouts and his pitch count's up there. When Tanaka's been dominant, he's been extremely efficient. He gets a lot of ground balls, and he doesn't walk guys when he's on. And in that scenario, yeah, you could see him go 7. But for me, at that point, to not turn any type of lead or anything over to the bullpen and let him go 7, you had to have had one game 1 for me, where you're just trying to kind of take game 2.
Or though, what if it's because you lost game 1 and Paxton got bumped out so early that you had to burn through all your pitchers and
Yeah,
you need Tanaka to give you some extra.
way to be fucking positive, bro. It's like the worst fucking case scenario.
Yeah, but Tanaka's the exact guy I'd want for that scenario.
All
He
right,
would go 7.
we got game 1 tomorrow. We've been waiting for this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Fuck 2017.
Yeah.
Fuck 2018. We've been waiting for this 2019 postseason for 3 years. We've been told this is the year.
Wide open now.
Let's fucking go. Let's put this fucking team to bed. Because you know what I'm really fucking sick of hearing? Don't sleep on the Twins. They got a great team. Yeah, they do. But guess the fuck what? They're not the New York Yankees, and they're nowhere near built like the New York Yankees. They play in the fucking worst division in baseball. They beat up on some of the worst teams more than any other games they play. They play their own division, and that division is a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, I mean, that division's not that great. I mean, the AL East wasn't that great too, but they were top heavy at least. But the fucking AL Central was just, but the Royals sucked.
I just want this team gone.
Oh no, they were much worse. Yeah, Tigers.
We say it all the time. The Yankees' prescription when they're down and losing games is when the Twins come to town or the Twins show up on their schedule. And it makes everything right in the world. I just don't see it being any different. I really don't. I'm not nervous. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and want to vomit. But I just think this team wins it with ease. I think they sweep 3 games over.
It's the only thing I'm hoping for is that they don't look stale at the plate. Like, you know what I mean? Like that classic Yankee postseason offense
Well, you got to
from 2012
gotta be
till
patient.
2017.
You got to be patient.
Last year, too, was very similar to those years where it was just you get up there, you swing at 3 pitches, you go right back to the dugout.
You got to be patient with this team. If they come out and, they're not hitting right away, be patient because we've seen this team over and over this year. Yeah, maybe they start a little slow, but come the 5th, 6th inning, they seem to turn it on. So don't go into a panic.
Nah.
If this team goes scoreless over the first 4 innings or so.
You can't panic until it's over.
But I just don't see Barrios having a good game. I don't.
Yeah,
I think the
crowd's
Yankees
going to play a big part of that.
All right, so we'll be back tomorrow night after the game. Want to wish our buddy Christian a happy birthday.
Happy 60th, bro.
Hope you guys have fun on your date tomorrow.
Yeah, we are going to have fun. I'll buy us popcorn.
Are you going to share the popcorn?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to share a soda?
I'll put 2 straws in a big gulp.
You're going to the theater over here, like the one they just redid?
Yeah, they got
Lowe's?
those recliner chairs. Might take a little nap.
That's cute.
Yeah, no, it should be a good time. Happy birthday, Christian.
Going to see the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the invite on that, Christian. This was actually my payback to you.
You were definitely invited to that.
After the fact.
We're dressing up too.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Batman. I think I'm gonna be Robin.
Yeah, I'm fucking glad I'm not going then.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
going full out.
So
costume.
we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow night.
Yeah, after the Yankees win Game 1, we'll be back. After James Paxton throws a perfect game in his first.
You think he's
going
going to throw a perfect game?
Yeah,
That's bold.
No, they wouldn't even let him throw a perfect game.
That's bold.
They would pull him.
Yeah, they fucking pull him after 5 innings.
Roy Halladay's probably the last no-hitter ever in postseason. I don't see a starter ever going 9 innings.
It's just not as important.
Yeah,
anymore
right, exactly. They wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen again.
All right, everyone.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thanks for the questions. You can also find this on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Anyone listening or watching as well, you can find us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk, at Chris Jr. _ NYYST. That's me, at Stat Guy Riot _ NYYST, and at Christian _ NYYST. Go wish him a happy birthday. We will be back tomorrow after Game 1. Let's fucking go. Let's set the tone. And I got DJ hitting that first home run.
Who'd I
possibly
say? I got Edwin Encarnacion hitting a mammoth to left field.
I like it.
That like a long shot.
All right. We out.
Hey.